Hello, my name is Julia and I am the Dutch knitter. This is mainly a knitting podcast, but I also tell a little bit about crocheting, sometimes a little bit about embroidery, and sometimes a little bit about sewing, because I just bought myself a sewing machine. Well, no, actually I didn't buy it myself, my husband gave it to me, and I'm very happy with it. So I just can't get enough from crafting, from new skills and learning new things. It's lovely, I like it. So if you're new and subscribe to my channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it that you take your time to watch my video. I have a finished object, and the finished object is the home camisole, not blocked yet, from Caidree. And I really love it. It is made from a cotton bamboo yarn. It is called Staalcraft. I bought it in the Netherlands and it is lovely. It's so beautiful and soft. As I said, it's not blocked yet, but I really learned a few new things knitting this camisole. And one of the things I learned is that it's okay to make mistakes. But what I learned is that, for example, when I was almost at the end, I noticed I had some flaws here, and I just leathered all the way back like 30-40 rows and picked it up with my crochet hook and crocheted it back, and I fixed it. And I fixed a few things like that. Like, okay, it's not seamless, but it's getting there. I really like it. So yeah, I'm not afraid anymore to pick up stitches from here to here and just leather it and let them fall. And yeah, I really love the I-cord. I never did an I-cord, so it's the first time for me making an I-cord, and I really think, you see here a small flaw, but I really think putting an I-cord to this camisole, it's really finishing it off. It really makes it finished. Yeah, it gives it a more just the finishing touch, what I like about it. So it's a little bit here, a little bit crinkled, but I think when I block it, that will go away because it's cotton, and cotton, yeah, I think it will crinkle. It will take, it's quite heavy. It's 202 grams, so you need 2 balls of the yarn. That's lovely. I also have the yarn in black. I'm going in a few weeks, I'm going to Greece, to Lefkas, and maybe I take the yarn with me and I will knit another one. I'm not completely sure about it because fall is coming. I really like to knit some winter sweaters. But this is lovely, it's soft, it's lovely. So now I'm going to block it, and I will share it on Instagram after I blocked it, how it looks. I really recommend the home camisole from Caidree to knit. Then I crocheted, and I crocheted a headband, and it's really lovely. It's from a YouTube tutorial, and it's the Sunburst granny. I'll show it to you first like so you can see it good. It's the Sunburst granny. Beautiful, isn't it? Really lovely. And it's a headband, so you can wear it as a headband and just like put a tie in the back, and it's really lovely. I crocheted this with drops saffron. This one, it's a cotton yarn, and you can wash it on 40 degrees. I crocheted with a needle 4. It says it needs with a 3mm, but I think I crocheted with a 4. And it's funny because I crocheted the same one in December last year when I just learned crocheting in white, but as you can see it's quite much thinner. So I think did I make a mistake here? Forget something? No, I just think I crocheted this on a smaller needle, and also I didn't make this long enough. I can still wear it. I'm not really a headband wearer, but you can see here there's not so much, they are not so big as they. And you can see the difference. This one is also a lot broader, and it has a reason, because I crocheted, when I finished it, I crocheted a border, but I crocheted an extra border. So instead here I only did here a small border, and here I did a double border, so that also made it wider. And this is much longer, and yeah, I understood the pattern better. And still you can see here it's not completely straight, but that's okay, it's handmade. Even you can wear it as a shawl. How nice is this? I really like it. I will put the tutorial for this headband in the description box, so if you want you can make it as well. It's a beautiful tutorial. She's not talking, it's only really soothing and relaxing music, and you can see in the screen she has the subscriptions how you have to make it. So I just love learning new skills like that. So that was a little bit of crocheting. I have a work in progress, and that is still my Junko Okamoto sweater. It's not finished yet because I worked a little bit harder on my home camisole, but now I'm going to put more effort. But I finished the it was the label of the drops was on it. This is knitted in Drops Air Wheat, the color wheat and brown. Super soft, I love it. I love the pattern, but I think it's not as oversized as I wanted it to be. I still love it, and I think it's really nice to wear it on a skirt or a dress, because I also think the body is a little bit short, it's a little bit cropped, and I added quite a lot of rows to the pattern, and still I found it a little bit short. Yeah, there are Japanese short rows in this sweater. I tried to follow them. I did a little bit Japanese and a little bit German short rows. No, I think I followed the Japanese. Sometimes it was a little bit confusing, but in the end I got it. I still think I made my collar work a little bit too tight. And you know, this is a free pattern, so I will link it below as well. What I like is the unfinished hem in the neck, but what I don't like is the unfinished hem on the end of the... It just curls up so much. Now I didn't block it yet. Maybe with blocking it will work out. That makes the sweater also a little bit short. I don't know, maybe I have a longer torso than I thought I have. But look how gorgeous is this sweater. I love everything about it. I love the colors. The only thing I wish is that I really wanted it to be a little bit bigger. But it's only one size. So the next time I will just put on some extra stitches, if I will make this again. I think this will be a lovely sweater as well in leg loopy. And then to make a big one. I'm also thinking maybe to stick this one and to make it a cardigan. Maybe that will be nice. So I can stick as well, another new skill I never did. And since I have a new sewing machine, I can do that. I think I can. So, love it, still love it, and hope the next podcast I have finished this one. Then, since I finished my home camisole, I can start a new project. And I decided to make the Felix pullover from Amy Christophers. Love it. I also loved this color so much, but I knit this one in Let Lopi, I think Amber it's called, heathered Amber or something, but I went to Etna. I don't know if you can purchase Etna from the USA, but from Europe, from Germany. I know I have viewers from Germany and I have viewers from Belgium and from England. I think you can buy it. And I bought Ulrika Natuur. It's 100% wool. It's made in India. It's from Svartavaret. I hope I pronounce it well. And the color is 32706. It's beautiful color, and I will show it without. Look, there is green in it. There's like rust, light rust, dark rust. It's so heathered. It's beautiful. Then I decided, since I made a few sweaters that were not completely good in size, I thought by myself, well, I think it's time to make some swatches. And I did. Who am I? Did I make swatches? When I started knitting, I said to myself, I never make swatches. But I think you better make swatches. Especially in the beginning, you don't know what your gauge is. So I think when I use the same wool and I know what my gauge is, I don't need to swatch anymore. But until then, I think I need to swatch for patterns, because I think then the outcome will be much better for my garments which I knit. So what I did, I made two swatches. These both swatches are blocked. This one I made knitting in the round, and I found it very fiddly. You can see here, because you can't really how do you say it? You can't really put tension on the thread when you knit this gauge in the round. So maybe there are better ways to make a swatch in the round than I did. I just cut the wool loose just to measure it well, but you can see here it's like completely, yeah, it's not good. This one I made with the needle 6 millimeters. This one, which looks much better, and this one is a swatch from stockinette. So right side, wrong side, not in the round, and I made this one on needle 7. It's a little bit airy because this wool is meant to be knit with 4 millimeters. But look at these colors, really, it's a little bit airy. What is so funny, I just thought that's weird, because this one is knit on 6 millimeters and this one on 7 millimeters, but the gauge is exactly the same. So on the knitting in the round, it is 16 stitches and 20 rows. It's 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. I'm sorry, I don't know inches. I think it's 4.5 inch or something. And this one as well. But this one is knitted in needle 7 and this one in needle 6. So I'm confused. Is it maybe because one is knitted in the round and the other one is knitted forth and back? Flat, is knitted flat, we say, don't we? Will you let me know in the comments what you think, why the gauge is exactly the same and the needle one is 6 and the other needle is 7 millimeters? It's funny to me. And the recommended needle size is 4. So I think 7 is too much. It's too much, and I think when you put some white under it, I don't want that you will see. But I like it also to be a little bit airy. So making swatches, I thought, well, I really want to make, when I finish my rug sweater, I really like to make another colorwork sweater, and that is the Hytte. I put a picture here. From the Petit knitter. I love her patterns. Not the Petit knit, but the Petit knitter. and she uses very earthy colors, which I really like, and a lot of color work. And especially the height or the heat. I don't know how you think Hytte. I think you say Hytte. It's Scandinavian. I don't know. And she uses a lot of Plutolopi. So a few months ago I ordered some Plutolopi. And I ordered this brown one. And I thought, well, this is so exciting. I really want to learn how to knit with Plutolopi. And it really smells like sheep, like nature. It feels very, very rough, very prickly. When I put it here, I thought, oh, it's really, really prickly. But I heard when you wash Plutolopi, it will soften up a lot. I really hope so. Otherwise, I really can't wear this. But I thought, oh, I'm swatching, so let's make a swatch from this as well. And I think Plutolopi is also knitted in the 4mm, but I thought I am going to use a 5.5mm needle. And so I did. This one is not blocked. It's very, very, very prickly. This is the... Maybe I will make another swatch. It's so funny. You can see sometimes the thread is very thin. So it was very easy to break it in the end. And it was very nice knitting with it. It's a little bit rough. It's very, very, how do you say it? Tender. It's very, you need to be very careful, because if you push too hard on the thread, it will break. It broke one time, but it was very easy. Here, when you break it, you see it breaks very easy. In the swatch it broke only one time, and then you fix it, you put it together, and you can wet it a little bit, you don't need to, and then it's all good again. So when it broke, I just fixed it, and it broke only in the beginning one time. I knitted a little bit carefully, of course. I will make a nail swatch as well. Just I don't know which gauge I need for the Hytte sweater, but for me it was just exciting to work with Plutolopi. And I will block it later after I finish making this podcast, and I'm really looking forward to it softening up, because if it stays like this, I really can't wear this and I won't knit it. So I really, really love to know how it feels after blocking. I will let you know in the next podcast. But isn't it nice? And another thing is with Plutolopi, I watched some videos and it is recommended to just go from the middle. Just go, and when you finish this part, you just very carefully pull. And that's what you do all the time. When you finish it, you pull. And then it's not breaking. So I like it. I like it. Yeah. It's a new experience. So looking forward also knitting with this. But first I need to finish my rug, and then I will finish, and then I will start a new colorwork sweater. I will start the Felix pullover and some socks. So I think that is my kind of thing. I like to have 2 or 3 whips knitting. I like to have 1 whip in crocheting. So we will see. We will see how it will turn out. But first I need to finish my rug sweater, which is also very lovely and a free pattern. Everything I talk about is linked below. I completely forgot to talk with you about what I'm wearing today. But of course you know, because this is one I recently finished. It's my ranunculus. It's lovely. I love to wear it. Beaumoulin is a linen cotton blend. I love it. Yeah, it's really lovely. It feels really nice. It's a little bit hard on the hands to knit with, but I really, really love the finished object and I love to wear it. So this is my ranunculus. I have a quote for you. And that quote recently came to mind because I noticed something happening online, that I saw somebody who talked bad about herself. And then I thought, never apologize for who you are. You are unique. You are you. You are allowed to be yourself. Accept compliments. And don't dismiss compliments. For example, it's something you knitted and somebody says to you, what a lovely sweater you're wearing. And then you straight away say, yeah, but there are mistakes here and there, it's not perfect and I think it can be better. And you dismissing yourself. And we all do that. So for another example is, wow, your hair looks lovely today. Oh yeah, it's just happened. Just, you know, I didn't do anything special. It just became out good today. Accept compliments and don't make them not important. Because when somebody gives you a compliment, just say, thank you. That is so sweet of you. Or just say what you feel, but accept the compliment. You are so much nicer and cuter and lovely than you think you are. Don't put yourself down. Put yourself up. I always also say to my husband, you know, when you're in company of other people, just lift each other up. And you need to do it with yourself as well. Lift yourself up, because you are such a nice and lovely person. And if somebody else doesn't see that, that is not your problem, is it? For example, if you say something spontaneous and then you think, oh, and the attention gets drawn to you, and then you make yourself a little bit ridiculous, don't do that. You know, you are allowed to do funny and to be spontaneous and to do sometimes a little bit crazy. And just be you. Be you. It often comes from our past, from experience in life. Maybe we were bullied. Bullied? How do you say? Bullied? Maybe you were bullied? I'm sorry, I just can't pronounce it well. You know, when you were young. Or maybe you didn't get the attention from your parents, which you deserved. Or maybe in a relationship, you know, somebody put you down. Or, you know, it can be many things that happen in life, because life happens to us. You are now an adult and you can make your own choices. And you can stand for yourself and say, here I am, and I am who I am. And I'm good as I am. I'm worthy. I'm worthy to be loved. But if you don't love yourself, you never will feel loved by others. So I think it's very important to have self-love and self-care. And, you know, to be you. You know, often you are considerate with others. But what about you? You know, first you and then others. Not first others and then you. Why should you consider others and not yourself? That doesn't make any sense, does it? So please, please, love yourself. And you are okay who you are. You are beautiful, you are lovely. You are worthy. And be vulnerable, because that makes you vulnerable. But I think vulnerability is a strength. And I think it's a really strong strength. And if you know who you are and you can be vulnerable, and others will make advantage of that, or will, you know, do you say it like that? Other will, you know, put you down because you are vulnerable. You know, always in saying, it's one hand you point to the other and 3 fingers you point to yourself. So it says everything about the other person and nothing about yourself. And if you know who you are, that's enough. If you love yourself, that is enough. And if you love yourself and other people also love you, that's a bonus. And of course, that's very nice. And we all need it in life. But first, love yourself before you love others. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please put your thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I really would appreciate it, and it really helps my channel to grow. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Bye bye and take care.